Welcome to Setting Up Program Options. This is part of Course 1, Tasks to Get You Started Using ProSeries. My name is M.B. Raymundi. I am a CPA from Trumbull, Connecticut, and a longtime ProSeries user. I have also been teaching Intuit products, ProSeries being one of them, for over 13 years. So as you may guess, I do like teaching, and so I'm very happy to be here with you today. In this video, you will learn how to select directories, enter your firm and preparer information, set up general and miscellaneous options, and also to complete the printing options. We went through the options setup wizard in another video, and in that video we chose the express setup. In this video, I want to go into more detail on some of the key options. I would suggest that you go through these options when you first set up ProSeries and then go through them again in a month after you've been using the program. You may want to fine-tune how you are using ProSeries. You can access the options from the Tools drop-down menu, either from home base or in a return. I'm accessing from a return because there are miscellaneous options that are available only when you access from the return that are not available when you access the options from home base. So let's start at the top. First of all, take a look at your directories. You want to define where you want to store this year's tax files, this year's PDF files, this year's e-file returns, as well as where your last year's returns are stored. The reason I show this is that ProSeries sets a default directory, but that might not fit in with your backup system. For example, you might back up the My Docs folder. So your options are you can accept the ProSeries designated directory and make sure your backup system backs up those files too, or change the directories where you want to store your files. Now, if you change them, then chances are next year you will need to change where the prior year returns are stored. Now, big note on this. If you are working with a network version of ProSeries, the client files can only be restored as a subdirectory of the directory where the network installation is located. So you will want to make sure, if you have a networked option, that you include that folder in your backup plan. So that's not the case for the standalone installation. Then we have our firm and preparer information. When you e-file, you need your firm information. This information always prints on returns for which you are the paid preparer. So you need to make sure that this firm name is correct and that you have the firm's EFIN number there. You can also add different preparers and have ProSeries print that name in the signature field. Now, one note is that you can designate that you are a non-paid preparer on the Federal Information Worksheet, so nothing prints out in the preparer information. Let's take a look at some of our general options. So you want to review these general options to really tailor ProSeries as to how you want to see it and how you want to work on it. So for example, when I am on a form or a worksheet, do I want ProSeries to navigate only to the fields that can be input, or do I want it to navigate to all the fields? I choose all fields. That's just my preference. Yours could be different. Now, another option I do like is the field color. The field color helps you identify information about the return itself and about the information that is input in a field. So, for example, if the field color is red, it might mean there's a problem with what has been input, or it might mean that there's something that has to be input in that field. So what I would suggest that you do is go out to the user guide and search on field color, and then look at what all the field colors mean and maybe print off that content, especially if you're new to ProSeries. Now, quick entry, we talk about in another video, but here's where in the general options where you can say start the new clients in the quick entry mode or start existing clients in quick entry mode if that is what your preference is. Here's our miscellaneous options. Again, you will not see these options if you open the options screen from home base, but you want to set these options before starting new returns or transferring because they only apply to new returns or returns transferred after these options are set. So it may be best practices when you first install ProSeries, open up a new client, set these options, and then go back to home base to transfer your returns or start adding returns. So they have to do with the return itself. So this is miscellaneous global options for the 1040. Do you want to compute the convention for the current year assets for depreciation? An option that I always set is to check to round up estimated payments to the next $100. Now, it doesn't mean on a particular return I can say just round it up to the next $10, but most of the time I round up estimated payments to the next $100. There are state information that you might want to set the global options for. You can put in the IRS interest rates. Another good option to have is check to have the paid preparer also be a third-party designee. Printing options, general printing options, print page 2 always, print the preparer's ID on the filing copy only. You also might want to click on control which forms to print. So for example, sometimes you don't need to file a Schedule B because the interest and dividend income is low, but you might want the Schedule B to print if there's any data on it, even if it's not required. Or maybe other forms or schedules you don't want to print at all. So go through your control which forms to print. Also, see what's going to print with the return. Do you want supporting statements or smart worksheets? Do you want the standard client letter to print? How about the client invoice? We talk about getting paid in another video. And then your diagnostics, you could have print with your client copy or your preparer copy, and it always prints with your filing copy. Good idea to take a look at some of these other options, and as I said before, it's also best practice to take a look at these options a couple times during tax season, because once you start using the program, you may change your mind on some of these to make filling out the return easier. You have now learned how to select directories, enter firm and preparer information, set up your general and miscellaneous options, as well as complete your printing options. I thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I would encourage you to watch the other videos, both in this class and the other courses that are offered out at the website on becoming a more proficient ProSeries user.